It's a historic day for the U.S. as former President Donald Trump takes the witness stand. That's where we're starting the show. I'm Christina Quinn, in for Jeff Pierre, and this is The 7 from The Washington Post. It's Monday, November 6th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. Donald Trump will testify at his civil fraud trial in New York today. No former president has testified as a defendant in court in over a century. Trump is accused of inflating his net worth to get better deals from banks and insurers. He faces a $250 million fine and could be forced to sell his New York properties, including Trump Tower on Fifth Avenue in Manhattan. This is a separate trial from his 4 criminal cases. And in related news, Trump is privately making plans to use the federal government to punish his opponents if he wins a second term. This is according to Post reporting. He currently has a huge lead over other Republican candidates. Palestinian officials said that nearly 10,000 people have been killed in Gaza. That's our second story today. The grim milestone looms after another night of bombardment by Israel on the besieged territory. Israel called it a significant attack in its war with Hamas, the Palestinian militant group that attacked Israel last month. Israeli authorities say that attack killed over 1,400 people in southern Israel. Over the weekend, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken visited the region. He met with the president of the Palestinian Authority, which governs the West Bank and is a rival faction to Hamas. He also traveled to Baghdad. It was part of an effort to try and stop the conflict from spreading throughout the region. Blinken spoke to the press about his trip yesterday in Baghdad. He issued a warning to groups backed by Iran who are targeting American forces there.
To anyone who might seek to take advantage of the conflict in Gaza to threaten our personnel here or anywhere else in the region, don't do it. I made very clear that the attacks, the threats coming from militia that are aligned with Iran are totally unacceptable, and we will take every necessary step to protect our people.
Number 3. At least 157 people were killed in an earthquake in Nepal. The 5.6 magnitude quake hit a remote region of the Himalayan nation on Friday night. Footage showed entire homes reduced to rubble. Nepal has a history of devastating earthquakes reaching back centuries. This was the nation's worst earthquake in nearly a decade, and Nepali officials said the death toll could still rise. Number 4. A vegetable oil found in some citrus sodas may be banned. Last week, the FDA said it no longer considers brominated vegetable oil to be safe after it was found to have toxic effects in animals. It proposed a ban on the ingredient, which is found in the soda Sundrop and some citrus-flavored store-brand sodas. Research shows the ingredient could harm the thyroid, liver, and heart and cause neurological problems. The FDA says many companies have already reformulated their beverages to replace brominated vegetable oil with other ingredients, but you should definitely check the ingredient label. At number 5. A boom in AI-generated nude videos and photos is targeting women and teens. The rise of cheap and easy-to-use artificial intelligence tools has led to a 290% spike in fake nudes since 2018. That's according to one expert. The tools allow people to generate images of naked bodies using photos taken from social media, or to stitch a person's face onto pornographic videos. The fakes can target celebrities, but also often depict ordinary women and girls. At least 9 states have passed laws targeting deepfakes, and some allow victims to press charges. But there is no federal law to protect victims from the fakes, which can take a devastating toll. Number 6. College basketball tips off today with more than 100 games. Some of the best men's teams in the country take the court today. This includes Purdue and Kansas, 2 potential top seeds in next spring's March Madness. Connecticut, the defending national champion, will also play. The women hit the court too, and the sport is really having a moment. Teams are trying to capitalize on momentum built during last season's NCAA tournament, which set viewership records. Grizzly bears could be brought back to an area they used to thrive in. That's number 7. The federal government has drafted up a plan to start a grizzly population in Washington state's North Cascades. Grizzlies used to roam the forests and valleys there and were killed off by hunters decades ago. Under the plan, bears would be moved to Washington from areas with lots of bears, like the Yellowstone region. And some residents of central Washington are worried. They're afraid that this plan could allow grizzlies to stray onto private property and come in contact with livestock or people. But the bear's return would be a major boost to the species conservation, and it would benefit the ecosystem. That's the show for today. Thanks for listening. If you like the podcast, a great way to support our work is through a subscription to The Washington Post. An annual digital subscription is only $40. Subscribe to the Post by going to washingtonpost.com/subscribe. I'm Christina Quinn. We'll meet you back here tomorrow.